Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. Today we're taking a look at the Kyocera Brigadier. This is a rugged smartphone, and so you're able to do a little bit more with it than you would on a traditional phone like the Galaxy S5 or the iPhone 5S, unless you have a very nice and pretty expensive case, $60 to $80 for an OtterBox or a LifeProof. Turn the iPhone into something that will match this. Now, one thing that is nice about this is it is designed to be used with gloves on. Same thing with the screen. If the screen is wet, I can still use it. So I get most of the water off. There's still water drops on the screen, but I'm able to activate and use the device. Now, this phone is pretty rugged. I've dropped it to the concrete pavers over here, and I've also dropped this on rocks. The only real damage I've seen isn't to the actual display, and it looks like the water drops are affecting the display slightly, but it's still usable with some water on it. There's a small nick right here that you're not going to be able to see really well on video, but you're able to see it if you go over to GottaBeMobile.com. You can see it in the photos there. Overall, this phone stood up to a decent amount of abuse. I can toss it into the water over here, and I'm not going to jump in, but you can take this 6 feet for up to 30 minutes. I've tried that out in a pool, had it in the pool for about 5 to 10 minutes, and there were no issues. When you're done with it, you're going to want to take it out and dry it off, of course. It's not designed to be used underwater, but it can survive getting wet. That's one of the great things about smartphones like this. You may make a few sacrifices. This is a 720p display compared to the 1080 that we typically see on smartphones. And the 8 megapixel camera on the back is nice, but not the best. So those are two things that you kind of give up for this rugged design. Now, this is like a plastic back with some grippy edges here, a very aggressive looking design. Something that I do like. Not everyone's going to find that quite as attractive. You have a lot of buttons on here. We have a dedicated camera button. Up top we have a power button. If you're on a phone call, you can press this button, it will turn speakerphone on. Our volume buttons, and then a dedicated button. I have this set just to wake the display because the power button sometimes can be hard to find. So I just hold that and it will turn the display on, get access to my compass, flashlight, and some of these other widgets that are built in. There's also a barometer in this device, and if I slide over here, you have access to some quick settings for brightness, increasing the font throughout the system, and I can go into the barometer, check the current barometer ratings, altitude, PSI, and there's this eco mode. So if I turn this on, or if I have this set to auto, it will do some things to basically improve the overall battery life of the device. Even with that off, I'm able to get through a full day of pretty heavy use. That includes being outdoors for most of the day while at the fair and over Labor Day weekend, and using the phone heavily with the screen brightness really high up. Now, there were a few days where I wasn't able to use the device and I left it sit, and standby time was pretty good. I left it sit for 2 days and there was still battery life left. Verizon and Kyocera rated at 15 days of standby. I don't know if it will actually achieve that with all the radios and everything on, but it's something you're probably going to want to charge every night if you're using it heavily. If you want to go eco and turn down some settings, you could probably get by on a weekend camp out just barely. You can check out more about the Kyocera Brigadier over at GottaBeMobile.com, including how it fares on drop tests.